Hey everyone! Perfect timing. The sunset looks amazing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Leah Daily English. I'm so happy you're joining us today on Simple English Talks. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Hey, everyone. James here. Welcome back, everyone. It's so great to have you here with us again. I was just thinking earlier today, we've got such an amazing topic lined up for you, and I honestly couldn't wait to get started. Me neither. This morning I was making breakfast and I said to myself, I need to get some eggs from the fridge. And then I thought, oh wow, that's the perfect example for today's episode. I almost texted you right away.
That's so funny because I was thinking the exact same thing. Actually, I was at the supermarket yesterday and I was trying to take a basket near the entrance, and I just started thinking about all the ways we use these two words. Today, we're talking about get versus take, two of the most common verbs in English.
Yes, and I know what you might be thinking. Aren't they the same thing? Well, sometimes they feel similar, but they're actually used in very different ways. By the end of today's episode, you're going to feel so much more confident using both of these words correctly in real conversations.
That's the goal. And here's a fun question for you. Right now, think about this. Do you say get a taxi or take a taxi? Do you know which one is correct? Or maybe both are okay? Go ahead and write your answer in the comments below. We'd love to see what you think before we explain it.
Oh, I love that question. And please, while you're down there in the comments, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Simple English Talks. We post new English lessons every week to help you sound more natural and confident in English.
All right, let's not wait any longer. Get ready. And yes, I used get on purpose there. Let's dive into today's lesson.
Okay, so let's start with get. Now, get is honestly one of the most useful words in the English language. It has so many meanings, but let's start with the most basic one. The core idea of get is to receive or obtain something. So the basic structure is subject plus get plus object. For example, I get emails every morning. That means I receive emails every morning.
Right. And here are some more examples so you can really hear how it sounds. She gets a lot of homework. That means her teacher gives it to her. She receives it. We get paid on Fridays. That means the money comes to us. He gets good grades in school. That means he earns or receives good grades. You see the pattern?
Exactly. And get is also really common when we're talking about going somewhere to bring something back. Like, can you get me some water? That means go and bring the water to me. Or, I need to get my keys. I need to go find them and have them with me.
I love that one. I say that every single morning. I can't find my keys. Do you ever lose your keys? I feel like I'm always saying, where did I put my keys? I need to get my keys before I leave. So relatable, right?
So relatable. Now, here's something cool. Get can also mean to become. This is a little different from the receive meaning. For example, it's getting cold outside. That means it's becoming cold. I'm getting tired. That means I'm becoming tired. She got angry. That means she became angry.
Ooh, that's a really important one. So we have three big uses of get so far: to receive, to go and bring something, and to become. Can you think of a sentence using one of those meanings? Try writing it in the comments right now. We'll be reading them.
And don't worry about negative forms. They're super easy. You just add don't or doesn't. So instead of I get the newspaper every morning, the negative is I don't get the newspaper every morning. Simple, right? In past tense, get becomes got. So I got a message from her yesterday. Easy.
Perfect. So remember, get is really about receiving something, becoming something, or going to bring something. Those three ideas cover most of the situations where you'll need this word. Keep those in mind as we move forward.
All right, now let's talk about take. And here's where it gets really interesting, because take also has many meanings. But the key difference from get is this. Take often involves you actively doing something, moving something, or using something. You're in control. You're the one making the action happen.
Yes. Think about it this way. Get feels more passive. Something comes to you or you go to receive it. But take feels more active. You are doing something with your own hands or your own decision. Let's look at some examples. Take a photo. You're the one deciding to do it and pressing the button. Take a shower. You're actively doing it. Take medicine. You put the medicine in your mouth yourself.
I love that explanation. So here's the situation. Imagine you're at a buffet restaurant. You don't say, I'm going to get some food from the buffet. Well, actually, you can say that too. But take is also very natural here because you are physically picking up the food yourself. I'm going to take some salad. You're reaching out and putting it on your plate. You're in control of that action.
Exactly. And this is where things get a little tricky. And I mean get in the everyday sense there. Because sometimes both words can work, but the meaning shifts slightly. Compare, can I get a coffee versus can I take a coffee? In a cafe, can I get a coffee is more natural because you're asking someone else to bring it to you. But take works if you're serving yourself.
Great comparison. Now, take is also really common with transportation. And this is one area where learners often make mistakes. We say, take the bus, take a train, take a taxi, take a flight. We use take because you are using that transportation. It's your decision, your action.
So here's a quick practice for you. I'll give you 3 situations and think about whether you'd say take or get. Situation 1, you're boarding a plane. Situation 2, your friend gives you a gift. Situation 3, you're stepping into the shower. Ready? Think about it and write your answers in the comments. We'll talk about the answers a little later.
I love that activity. Now, let me give you a tip. First, ask yourself, is something being given to you or coming toward you? That's probably get. Second, ask yourself, are you the one actively doing something with your hands or body? That's probably take. Third, ask yourself, is it about transportation, time, or a decision you're making? That's almost always take.
Those 3 tips are gold. Write them down. Get, something comes to you. Take, you actively do something. And we'll keep building on this with more examples. You're doing great so far.
Okay, so now let's talk about something that even native speakers find a little confusing sometimes. The situations where get and take can both be used, but with slightly different meanings. And also some special phrases where only one of them works. This is where your English is really going to level up.
Yes. So let's start with a classic example. Take a break or get a break. Both exist, but they mean slightly different things. Take a break means you decide to stop. You're choosing to pause. Let's take a break. You're in control. But get a break often means you receive an opportunity or some luck. Like, I finally got a break in my career. That means a good chance came to me.
Oh, that's such a good one. Here's another pair. Take a look versus get a look. Take a look means you actively choose to look at something. Can you take a look at my homework? You're asking someone to use their eyes intentionally. But get a look means you manage to see something, often by chance. I got a look at the new menu before anyone else. It came to me. Maybe I was lucky.
I love examples like that. And here's one that's purely about politeness and formality. In a shop or restaurant, you'll often hear, "Can I get a large coffee, please?" This is very natural in American English especially. It sounds casual and friendly. But if you want to sound a little more formal or polite, you might say, "I'll take a large coffee, please." It sounds a bit more decisive and grown-up.
Yes, and this is a great tip for if you're traveling or working in an English-speaking environment. Knowing both options means you can adjust your language to the situation. At a casual coffee shop with a friend, "Can I get a latte?" At a formal business lunch, "I'll take the salmon, thank you."
Perfect. Now, here's a fun mini practice. I'll say a sentence, and you decide, does it sound natural or not? Ready? Sentence 1. I'm going to take a bus to work tomorrow. Natural or not? Sentence 2. She got a shower before dinner. Natural or not? Sentence 3. Can you get a look at this document for me? Natural? Think about it. And yes, please write your answers in the comments. We really do read them.
We do. And the answers, sentence 1 is very natural. Take a bus. Yes. Sentence 2 sounds a bit strange. We say take a shower, not get a shower in most situations. And sentence 3, get a look, sounds a little unusual here. Take a look is more natural when you're asking someone to examine something carefully.
So the big takeaway from this section, and yes, I said takeaway, which comes from take, is that sometimes both words work, but the feeling is different. Get often means something happens to you or comes toward you. Take means you're making it happen. Trust your instincts, and when in doubt, try both and see which one feels right.
All right, let's talk about mistakes. And I'll be honest, I made some of these mistakes too when I was learning. These are the ones that come up again and again, and fixing them will make your English sound so much more natural.
Okay, mistake number 1, and this is a really common one, saying get a shower instead of take a shower. A lot of learners say, I'm going to get a shower now, but in standard English, we say take a shower. Take is the correct verb here because you are actively doing the action yourself. Getting in, washing, getting out, you're in control the whole time. So always say take a shower, take a bath.
Yes, and connected to that, mistake number 2, using get with photos. Some learners say, I want to get a photo of you. This can work in some contexts, like asking someone to take the photo for you. But if you're the one holding the camera, it's more natural to say, I want to take a photo of you. You're actively doing it. So remember, take a photo, take a picture, take a selfie. Oh, selfies. Now, mistake number 3 is the opposite problem, using take when you should use get. For example, some learners say, I took an email from my boss. That sounds very strange. You don't take an email, you get or receive an email. The email came to you. You didn't go and grab it. So I got an email from my boss. Or even better, I received an email from my boss. But took? No, that doesn't work there. That's such a good one to know. And mistake number 4, mixing up take time and get time. These have really different meanings. It takes time means something requires a lot of time. It's not quick. Learning a language takes time. But get time means you find a free moment in your schedule. I never get time to read anymore. The difference is important. One is about duration, one is about availability.
Let me try a funny example for that one. Imagine someone says, it gets time to make a good pizza. That sounds so strange, right? The correct way is, it takes time to make a good pizza. The pizza needs the time. You're not finding time. The process requires it.
I'm imagining someone arguing with a pizza about time. But honestly, these are mistakes that even advanced learners make, so don't feel bad if you've said some of these before. The important thing is that now you know. Every mistake is just a step forward.
Absolutely. And here's a quick challenge for you. Can you write a correct sentence using take for an action you do and another sentence using get for something you receive? Drop them in the comments and we'll cheer you on.
Okay, it's practice time. This is my favorite part of the lesson. I want you to choose the correct sentence, and I really want you to say these out loud. Don't just read them in your head, actually speak them. It makes such a big difference when you practice speaking, even if you're just by yourself at home. That's so true. Okay, situation 1. You're at work and your manager sends you a message. Which is correct? A, I got an email from my manager. Or B, I took an email from my manager. Think about it. The answer is A, I got an email. The email came to you. You received it. Took doesn't work here because you didn't go and grab the email physically.
Situation 2. You're at the train station. Which sounds more natural? A, I'm going to get the next train. Or B, I'm going to take the next train. Both are actually used, but B, take the next train, is slightly more standard, especially in British English. Get the train is also common in informal speech, particularly in British English. So both work here. Context and region matter.
I love that one because it shows how flexible English really is. Situation 3. You see something beautiful and you want a photo. Which is correct? A, let me take a photo. Or B, let me get a photo. Well, A is more natural if you're the one with the camera. You're actively doing the action. Take a photo is the standard expression.
Situation 4. You're telling a friend about your morning routine. Which sounds right? A, I always take a shower at 7 a.m. Or B, I always get a shower at 7 a.m. The answer is A, take a shower. This is just a fixed phrase in English. It doesn't follow a strict logical rule. It's just what native speakers say.
And that brings up a really good point. Some expressions are just fixed. You have to learn them as they are. Take a shower, take a break, take a photo, take medicine. These are set phrases. And on the other side, get a message, get an idea, get tired, get better, also set phrases. The more you read and listen to English, the more these will start to feel natural to you.
Exactly. And now, your challenge. Create 2 of your own sentences, one using get and one using take. Make them about your real life, something you actually do or experience. Real sentences stick in your memory so much better than made-up examples. Share them below. We want to see your English.
Wow, we covered so much today. I'm honestly so proud of everyone who stayed with us through the whole lesson. You've just learned one of the trickiest and most useful things in everyday English, how to use get and take correctly. That's a big deal.
It really is. Let's do a quick recap of the 3 main ideas we covered today. Number 1, get is about receiving or obtaining something that comes to you. You get an email. You get tired. You get paid. Number 2, take is about actively doing something yourself or using transportation. You take a shower. You take the bus. You take a photo. And number 3, some situations allow both words, but the meaning or feeling shifts slightly. Take a break means you choose to stop. Get a break means an opportunity comes to you.
Perfect summary. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. Even native speakers sometimes mix these up or use them differently depending on where they're from. British English, American English, Australian English, there are small differences. What matters most is that people understand you and that you keep practicing.
Here's a little reflection question for you to think about, or write about in the comments. Which one did you find harder to understand today? Get or take? And why? I'm genuinely curious. I think for a lot of learners, get is harder because it has so many different meanings.
Yes, get is quite the overachiever in English. But now you know its 3 main jobs: receive, become, and go bring something. If you found today's lesson helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who's also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe to Simple English Talks so you never miss a new episode. We're here every week with lessons just like this one.
It's been such a fun episode today.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. You're putting in the work, and it really does pay off. Your English is getting better every single day. Keep going, keep speaking, and keep being brave with the language. We're rooting for you every step of the way. We'll see you next time.